That was a beauty. Hello, my friends. I was given a ticket to a Bob Dylan concert. Here it is. And the ticket. We found the places. And here we got replaced. So we could see this guy, Bob Dylan. I also got this t-shirt from my daughters. And we had to bag our mobile phones in this. Now this is impossible to open. So how can I open this, Mr. Dylan? You asked me to put it there. And it was quite an event that took place. Bob Dylan changed totally. I have a story to this. Let me begin where it begins. Because the concert, we waited maybe 5 minutes, then it starts. I told my daughters, when the light is dimming down, he is coming. So they clapped their hands, maybe so that he could come to the time. But he was a little bit late, this older guy. And he started without seeing anything, with classical music. And the rest was a poetic show with every grain of sand, see the master's hand. So maybe he's that Jew Leonard Cohen was singing about, the little Jew that wrote the Bible. So we went to that concert, and he hammered out his poems. That would be my expression of that. People are very busy about the music and so on, but I think he have this, no matter what kind of music it is. It started with this classical tune, maybe 10 seconds or something, and went straight to rock. And he ended his concert with a classical Christian song from his Christian period. When I see the master's hand. And maybe 3 or 4 songs was made, dedicated to his choice. So that was Mr. Dylan. And it was a great event. I have never attended his concerts before. And it was a birthday gift in advance from my daughters. He came on Sunday, and we went to Oslo, and we enjoyed our time there. And every one of them was with me. Even my future my son-in-law, he came. So what to say about that? I think I leave it for that because it's just a great event. It was a great event. I think he's dedicated to his poems, but something is driving him into it. It may be this drive that every person that have a drive of the Holy Spirit. And I could see that he was crying it out, not weeping but crying. And some of the songs was also a little bit weeping. This he may have outlived himself many times. That is a good one. I think he made people speak. He made people sing. He made people wonder about what is life about if you can't be the one you are. So to be you is something you should go to Bob Dylan and find. He will pick up all those verbs. I'm not qualified to that, but I have tried. I have tried to make you speak. I have tried to make you see beyond your own self, your own limitations. And if people, I told my daughters and my son-in-law, that if people, Norwegians, those leftists, atheists, and so much more, that think they know it all, there is some kind of secret to Bob Dylan. And I am at liberty to say, because he is an old honorable man, this Mr. Born Zimmerman, he had his Christian, he had his Christian period, but I think it was all poetic and soul. It was soul enlightening, some kind of enlightening in his soul. See, he may have gone back to the roots, Jewish, to the wisdom of his own roots. He once went to Israel, and that was clear enough message. And people took him for some kind of a messiah. But he never wanted to be some kind of prophet or messiah. I think that is honest of him. He could had enough of those people that and he sing this last song, I'm not the false prophet. He is not a prophet, but he is not a false prophet. I'm the false prophet. So to be somewhat a poet like him, it shows that you have some experience. I heard once that he never wanted to live a life about luxurious, and it seems to be very convenient, or enjoying himself with people in some times. And I think this kind of poet, he was not a poet wannabe, like he wanted to be a poet. I think that was his spirit. And he did it best. You see, what you do. People may admire you because you have a high education and you do certain things that people, wow. But this, Bob Dylan, among many, many other people, that are brave enough to stand tall and do what he do. He was thrown eggs, rotten eggs and tomatoes. He was mocked, shouted at when he was doing his music, especially when he was changing from acoustic to electric guitar. Ah, what a joke! He must have felt that nobody have ever understood his way. And people say that even his music, his voice stinks. What I think is that his voice is just a human voice. His voice is even poetic. It can be that because he is true to himself. It's like I should not go over to be some very professional, like a news reporter or something. I'm not that. I'm just me. But to be me, to be whoever, is great when you are brave enough to be. It takes a lot of guts to do that. And he say I'm not a full prophet because he won't be corrupted. I had to find this Rebbe, which Bob Dylan was together with. His name is Lubavitch, Chabad. This Rebbe that was regarded as the Messiah. He was regarded as maybe the biggest Rebbe of all times. Here you have him. This is how we are familiar to today's generation. Is familiar with this guy, and here you have him with Bob Dylan in 88 to 91 and 98. So he loved this Rebbe, Rabbi, and he said that this Rebbe was intimately with all his, not intimately in a bad way, but in a very personal way. He knew thousands and thousands of people personally, and he remembered their name. He was magnificent in his own way, and I think Bob Dylan was very much into him because he may have contributed to him and to his music, and so also have Kabbalah done to me. What I am speaking of, what I'm into, I see in a Kabbalistic way. It's all there. It's not that I claim to understand. It's just my approach. We have to be able to differ between the true facts and my own view on things. So it's told that when this Rebbe was sick, another Rabbi told this story, that when this Lubavitch was getting to a hospital, Bob Dylan heard of it, and he took the aeroplane, just to visit this Rabbi that he loved so highly, and waited outside just to be together with him. And when he saw the Rabbi on his feet, he could go back. So this is Bob Dylan for you. Personality. And if I told my daughter, if people knew that kind of story, that he was deeply interacted with this Rabbi, maybe they wouldn't come, because people oppose Israel. People have a hate for Jews. And this Rabbi was talking all about returning back to Zion. Returning back, bringing out the Messiah for the world. That is the spirit. So Mr. Dylan may have turned around many times, and I honor that. People that can change, and he is like a rolling stone that have been changing all the time. I want to honor Mr. Dylan in my own way, because he has brought acoustic, he has brought melody into my life. That's for certain. I listened to Bob Dylan in the early age, and I was introduced to this man. You as a Christian, you should know that Mr. Bob Dylan, he is a Jew, both a Jew and a Christian. A secular man, a co-worker was telling me. He told me back in the 70s, early or late 70s, I think, I was working at some place, and I was talking a lot about Christianity, and had all my life I have been debating either verbally or vocabulary what to say, and it's kind of I didn't ask for it. Maybe I did, I don't know. People have to judge by themselves, and maybe also come here and remind me of my all my doings. I don't know, I don't remember, but after I can say at Bob Dylan. I think he was a great inspiration for... you see, when you have this kind of people like him, like artists and professionals and so on, they can be very intimidating. They can be making you feel, not by deliberately make you feel, but it can be like when you are comparing yourself to some people, you will feel like underdog, and so you should. Not that for a long time, but sometimes we get just amazed and also a little bit humiliated by. It can be when someone looks so nice, you can't even approach them. It's that intimidating. And Bob Dylan is intimidating in his own way. Not because he deliberately do it. People can be even intimidated by me, how I am. Maybe it's because I'm straight. People told me back in those days, you should ask more questions, Ole. You should ask more questions. But in those times when I was a teen, not the first thing comes to my mind that I should ask questions of things I feel. I think, I know. No, it's quite hard to humiliate yourself in order to ask questions about certain things. Yeah, that is certain in your mind. That is certain in how you view the world, how you view the issues, how you view the case. So maybe some people have this impact on you or me, that they can intimidate because you are not as professional as they, like this, hammering out his words. Who does that? Only Bob Dylan does that. He just hammered out his words in the last song. So that is poetic, and you can do it because you are there with the whole entity of yours. He shows the way. You can do it, my friend. So when you listen to something like that, or when you see something like that, I felt a little bit sorry for him because he didn't seem so very well. He was a little bit, I think he had a lot of pain when at that time, yesterday or Sunday. So even me, I wanted to wait doing this because I wanted to be straight in my head. It was a moment of life. I was of course disappointed with the music and voice and the view and nothing to see. It was this little man sitting there, the piano. Most of himself was hidden. Only his head was above the piano, and he was like doing this nodding. And maybe it's I'm reminded always when I speak like that when I came and always come to the Western Wall. It's not West Bank. It's not occupied territory. It's occupied now. The Temple Mount is occupied. And his nodding reminds me of the Jews that is praying. Praying. He tries his best to call upon Messiah. Come. I'm all yours, he said. I'm all yours. I give my heart to you. And it was seemingly something he wrote to a woman, that he was in love. But I think it's Messiah. These people, the Jewish people, have this spirit of praying, of welcoming the Messiah. He's been waiting for ages. They have been waiting for him, looking at themselves, maybe correcting themselves. The word tikkun olam, healing the world, is from the Kabbalistic notion of we need to join forces to pray for the Messiah. And we can be a Messiah ourselves to bring some light into the world. Bring the light into the world and shine your light. The Messiah is coming. My friends, the Messiah is coming. This kind of spirit that he had been going for all his life, 60 years of music, still changing here and there. Maybe God will come, appear by his tunes, by his voice, by his melody, by his rhythm. And I was reminded now about this rare oddity that when he was doing his tunes, only when he spoke it was music. And between the speak it was silence. That was strange. That was classical. That was authentic. Only when he was singing, or after he sang, a lot of drums and guitar, and it was the whole basement orchestra coming up and praise. And that was, as I would say it, so wow, it was musical experience out of this place. It was like knocking on the heaven's door. This music kept pounding on the heaven's door. Open up so you can come in. The drums, the guitar, the solo and everything. The violin and harmonica and everything. He played on the harmonica as well, the last tune. So this is the pounding on heaven's door. And listen, if there is anybody coming, that is the silence. Silence of music is listening to who is coming. Can I recognize him? Can I be there? Can I be ready for receiving him? Okay, my friends, that was me about Bob Dylan.